What's up everyone, welcome back to another Top 5 Tuesday, and you guys may be wondering why in the world do I sound like this. This is because I'm testing out my new Turtle Beach mic. It's the Stealth 400, and I know that this audio sounds horrible, but I'm gonna test this out for basically one video. Basically, I want to see how it does, how it sounds basically. So yeah, welcome to the Top 5 Sly games basically. And I know you guys are saying there's only 4 Sly Cooper games. Well, you guys are going to see the twist in the end. But anyway, so before I start, let me say that Sly Cooper is my favorite video game series. I will be 100% honest because I'm always truthful. Sly Cooper is not the best video game series. It has some flaws in it, but I didn't say that it was the best video game series. I said it was my favorite video game series. Personally, because I love all of the characters, I love the stories, I love the levels, I love the upgrades. I could go on and on and on about how I love this series, and basically I grew up with this game. This game was the first major story game that I've ever played, and I love this game. I grew up with it. I still hold it dear to my heart, and I just think it's a fun, great game to play in every now and then. So yeah, and now I'm going to be basically saying what place do I put all of my Sly games in. So without further ado, let's get into it. Whew, oh my god, that is so much better. Okay, so I just couldn't. I listened back to that audio right there, and that sounded so bad. So I'm going to switch to this one. I'm like, my new headset's better, but for some reason it doesn't really work well with track 2. Which means I gotta convert to this mic in order to sound more clearer. Alright. So, number 5, I would consider as Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. And before you say anything, remember, I think Sly 4 is a great game. It has a great story, it takes the characters to the next level, it looks graphically amazing, easily the best looking game in the entire series, and it's just a faithful Sly Cooper game. It's a great game, and if you're a Sly Cooper fan, I recommend go getting it. But I'm not going to let my fanboyish of this game take over me, and I will admit, I think this is the weakest installment of the series. Now, the reason I say that is because none of the levels were really, I don't know, breathtaking. I mean, Sly 2, Sly 1, Sly 3, you can say whatever you want about them, but you can't say that they were not bizarre, because there was a bunch of stuff happening in all the levels, different objectives. Sly 4 has the same formula. You do some recon, you rescue this ancestor, then you just do a bunch of missions around the map that you've already been doing. And don't even get me started on the villains. The main villain is a 10 times lamer version than the legendary Clockwork. All the other villains you do not care about and have some silly backstory that you just don't care for. The only cool villain I thought was in there was War John, maybe Toothpick, I think that was his name, and the main villain. No, not the main villain, my bad. Other than that, then there was only 2 good villains in there. Everything else sucks. So basically, I think Sly 4 does a great job at being a faithful Sly game. It's just that it misses a few good elements about the old games, which was great villains, more variety of missions and stuff like that. So which is why Sly 4 would come in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Sly 3. Yes, I know this may shock some of you because I said before Sly 3 was my favorite game of all time. However, opinions do change, and I wasn't really ready to let me think that Sly 3 wasn't good. Like, I was thinking must be some sort of phase I'm going to, because I always thought that Sly 3 was the best one. But then I started thinking to myself, and I'm like, I can't lie to myself any longer. I don't think it's a great game as I used to. Basically, it's almost everything. The story, yeah, it's good. The characters is good. The gameplay, it's good. But here's the thing. It's the same stuff we saw from Sly 2. That's not a bad thing. However, the missions are more blander than Sly 2. That's the main problem with this game. None of the maps were interesting except for the Panda Kings and the final mission. Heck, maybe, possibly Italy, and the Black Baron was pretty cool. Everything else, however, was just bland. I didn't really think Sly 3 was the best experience to have. I thought it was a great game, trust me, but the missions weren't really fun. That's basically what I'm trying to say. The missions were not as fun as the previous games, and overall it just wasn't as breathtaking and groundbreaking as the originals. Plus, it did leave off on a cliffhanger, which is the main reason why a 4th game was made, and that game, however, left off on an even bigger cliffhanger, and Sly 5 is not confirmed, so yeah, we just love these cliffhangers today. So basically, Sly 3 comes in number 4 because that has lackluster missions, not as good as the originals, which is why it comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Sly 1. Yes, that's right. What I said was my least favorite out of the series is now my third favorite out of the series. That's because I love Sly 1. I don't know why, but I've been playing it more than any other Sly game. I think it's fun. The reason I think it's fun is because all of the levels are great. It has 5 amazing levels with awesome environments. The boss fights are the best we've ever had in the series. And the story is just simple and fun. It gets us introduced to all these characters. It's just a very fun ride to go on, and very nostalgic too, because this was my most played Sly game as a kid. Well, as a younger kid. Which is why I think that Sly 4... I'm stupid. Which is why I think that Sly 1 is better than Sly 4 and 3. I thought it was amazing and it's still a fun, nostalgic ride. The only problem with this game is that it's incredibly short. You can beat it in like 4 to 5 hours. If you're extremely good, it's going to probably take you 3 hours to beat this game. Not joking. It is extremely short. However, it still has a lot of replayability to it. It's just a fun game. It's a very fun ride to go on if you're just looking forward to a fun, action-packed, not first-person shooter, I'm stupid, adventure game, which is why Sly 1 comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, you guys saw this coming, Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Yes, Sly 2 Band of Thieves is now my favorite. I did not see this coming. I thought Sly 2 was good, but I didn't really think it was spectacular. I thought it was meh. I thought Sly 2 was always the superior one, but now, looking back, I have no idea why I thought that, because I think Sly 2 is easily the best. The story is so great. It has so many twists and turns, so many great characters. This is the first time the characters are actually fleshed out as real people. Well, the animals, but you know what I mean, metaphorically. So much replayability, the maps are more open world at this time, and if you take a look at this in Sly 1, they made some major improvements. The game is the longest out of the series with the most replayability to it, which will keep you grinding on this game very long to unlock all the upgrades and bottles and secret safes. The story was great, the characters were great, the gameplay was astonishing compared to the first one, which is why Sly 2 easily takes the spot at number 2. Now, if you guys have an idea of what number 1 is, comment it right now, because some of you may not see this coming. Number 1 is I'm just kidding. Number 1 is the Sly Collection for the PS3. Yeah, the Sly Collection. I know some of you may consider this cheating, but I don't care. It's still marketed as its own game, which is why I include it. If you don't know what the Sly Collection is, it's developed by Senzaru with basically the first 3 Sly games inside of one bundle, with HD remastered, better fixes to the game. Overall, it's just amazing experience. Basically, you can play all 3 of these games by only buying it for like, I don't know, $20 to $30. How can you pass that opportunity up? Which is why this is my favorite game ever, because it contains 3 of the best games ever made, in my opinion. Which is why easily the Sly Collection comes in at number 1. That was my top 5 Sly games. I thought I thought like my opinion was good, but if you guys have ever played Sly Cooper, then let me know. And if you guys don't know what Sly Cooper is, please pick up the game if you have a PS2 or PS3 system. Heck, if you got a PS4, go on PlayStation Now and see if you can rent it, because oh my god, it is so great. I loved every single second of the Sly games. I grew up with these things. I think that they were amazing. I really hope a new collection or a new game. I don't know. I just want something. They are having a Sly Cooper TV show, however, and I'm gonna watch every single episode and do a review on every single one. And the Sly Cooper movie is uncertain of its fate. I hope it pulls through. If it doesn't, at least give me a new game. That's all I want. Just one last game to solve that stupid cliffhanger Sly 4 left. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.